Well, ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned it just a couple of days ago and now we have proof. There is indeed an update on the way for Jurassic World Evolution. Bo has posted the same comment on the subreddit on the forums, and I'm going to read out the pertinent parts to you right now. We hope you've been enjoying your time on the 5 deaths, incubating dinosaurs and trying your utmost to avoid any unfortunate accidents involving your guests. We want to take this opportunity to thank our community for all of the support so far and to talk a little bit more about our future plans. We also want to inform you all that our next update will be coming for free to all Jurassic World Evolution players. Skip a little bit there. We understand that some of you are eagerly awaiting more details of what the future of Jurassic World Evolution holds. While we aren't able to give you all the information at the current time, we want to assure you that, in true Frontier style, the development team remain hard at work and will be supporting the game with a series of additional content drops, the first of which was the free update that introduced the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom dinosaurs. The dev team have been reviewing feedback and suggestions from all of our official channels. We'll have more details on which feedback, which content and features will be making its way into future updates over the coming weeks. So make sure to follow our official channels to stay up to date with all the news as it happens. Whilst we would love to include every piece of content that the community want to see in the game, we have to look at a number of factors before deciding what exactly makes it into each update. Please do continue to give us your feedback and suggestions, and we'll aim to address the most common requests through our community responses where possible. So there is indeed a free update on the way for Jurassic World Evolution, and it's really nice to have confirmation of something we suspected, that the game will get multiple content drops. Again, I never personally thought Frontier would abandon this game, but the fact it isn't their own IP has led some people to that conclusion, so it's great to know we at least have some proper content likely on the way, and likely being developed as I speak. The rest of that initial comment from Bo is primarily thanking people and an assurance that they're looking into the bugs that people have mentioned, etc. But further into the comment section, Bo does directly address some of the complaints people have had, and we're going to take a look at a few of those. So, the first person asks if the patch includes just bug fixes or content, and Bo responds that they'll have a date announcement for the patch, hopefully soon, and that whilst it does include a lot of bug fixes, it will also include content. She can't confirm what currently. Now we officially have 100% proof that a content patch, a free content patch that includes bug fixes, is on the way, and likely relatively soon. Anyone else excited? Yeah, good, me too. We then get some answers to long-standing questions, such as this one about why we can't follow dinosaurs into the woodlands. I always thought it was to give the impression that the dinosaurs are hiding, that we can't track them anymore, but apparently it's to save on performance, maybe a result of the game being on consoles. Not a big deal either way to me personally, but interesting to learn. Then we get some talk on one of the biggest problems with the game, which is how dinosaurs handle their environment. Bo confirms something I've suggested for a long time now, that it is indeed a radial search around the dinosaur to determine if it's in the right environment. Whilst I understand why this design choice has been made, I do think the radius needs drastically increasing on the pickier dinosaurs like the sauropods, and given it's such a huge complaint with the game, I hope they do address that radius size in a future patch, as Bo is suggesting they may. A little further down we get further confirmation about a bug we already knew they were aware of, the rain on Isla Nublar. That's going to be fixed, it's on the checklist, lovely. But unfortunately we then get some slightly disappointing news. Bo does a multi-tiered post about some of the more prevalent complaints about the game, starting with dinosaur sizing, and she says, "As you might understand, from the outset, working in partnership with Universal and the Jurassic franchise, we've always strived to have the most authentic Jurassic dinosaurs possible. We were very fortunate to be able to use official source materials as guidance for our models and make sure the dinosaurs fairly represent their movie equals, but we understand that those movie models might not always be accurate to their real life sizes. Unfortunately, and this is the kicker, we are not able to change the sizes of the dinosaurs. This would cause a host of technical problems across all other dinosaurs. I can understand that this is disappointing news, but do know that the team are working on a number of additions and a series of additional content drops coming later, so please do continue to give us your feedback and suggestions for future updates." So, this basically means our teeny tiny baby Giganotosaurus is determined to always be a teeny tiny baby Giga, and the T-Rex is doomed to always be an absolutely gigantic monster in comparison to it, the Allo, the Spino, etc. This is a shame, to say the least. The problem here is not that the T-Rex is too big, but the other dinosaurs are significantly too small, and I still see no justification for why the Giga was made to be tiny in the first place, comically so. The Giga didn't have a movie model, it didn't have a base for them to work from. It is entirely Frontier's design, and it was an active decision by Frontier to make it into a weird mutant baby. Saying that, the justification actually rings a little hollow to me anyway, as we know in the films, the Spinosaurus was actually bigger than the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and certainly not near half its size as it is in the game. So again, I've suggested this before, I do suspect this is an initiative from Universal to have their golden dinosaur, the T-Rex, reign as the biggest and the best, but who really knows? Blah. I'm excited about future content, and I hope Frontier do realise how disappointing this supposedly huge carnivore, i.e. the Giga, turned out to be, and really take that into account, because the Giga sucks. It's a shame the Giga is always going to be a wee little babby. Anyways, moving on before I cry. Two little updates now where Bo mentions that there's no new kill animations or sleeping dinosaurs in the next update. But they are both things that are being looked at for future updates, which is of course very good news for two things that I think are pretty badly needed. Then there's a bit on island sizing. It seems, like with the dinosaurs, map sizes cannot be changed retroactively, so Nublar and the others are always going to be the size they are. Interestingly though, it seems Nublar may be improved in other ways, and if I had to wager a guess, I'd suggest that they'll remove the frustrating permanent hills and chasms that ring around certain parts of the map. Maybe also some of the stuff, meaning like where our incubation centres have to be attached to power, have to be attached to the monorail and all that kind of stuff. Maybe that will all go away to give it a little bit more of a Site B feel to it. Given they're taking map size into consideration for future content, it does sound like new maps may well be on the way down the line, and I'd be surprised if they aren't sufficiently bigger than what we have now. But again, it's a shame that the iconic Isla Nublar is always going to be too small. And I hope they find a way to work around it. I know they said it breaks save files and stuff, and that's the justification, that's understandable, but I really hope they manage to find a workaround. Finally, there's a brief talk on the obsessive carnivore hunting, wherein your carnivores will hunt and kill absolutely everything regardless of circumstance. In the future, as of the next update actually, this hunting desire will be tied to your dinosaur's hunger stat. This should make it significantly easier to keep herbivores and carnivores together as long as the latter is well fed. And it's a welcome change, along with a lot of the others. There's a lot of good bug fixes. Go read the Reddit thread, it's at the top of the Jurassic World Evolution Reddit. There's lots of good stuff on the way for Jurassic World Evolution. I will not pretend, as you've definitely heard, to not be disappointed about the size of the dinosaurs and also the size of the islands. And knowing that both of those things won't be fixed is always going to be a slight against the game for me, albeit only a small one. If future updates bring in new islands, bigger dinosaurs that are actually appropriately sized, then maybe, you know, down the line it won't care. You know, if the Giga is one dinosaur out of 100 by the end of the game, it's disappointing, but it's not a big deal. If the new islands are significantly bigger, yes, it'll suck a little bit that Nublar will never be the size we all know it should be, but hey, at least we'll have bigger islands to build on. It's just really nice to know there is an update on the way. I'm really interested into what the content is going to be. I would suspect it's not going to be dinosaurs. I think it's too early. Maybe it's 2 dinosaurs to bring the total number up to 50. Either way, there's a free content update on the way. All this kind of stuff that I've mentioned today. Of course, as soon as we get patch notes, I'll bring them to you guys. We'll do a load of news on the update when it arrives. And that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this little video, do hit that like button. I know most of the comments are going to be about the tiny Giga already. That's probably my fault a little bit. But please do get at least a little bit excited about all the other cool stuff on the way. Thank you for joining me. If you liked the video, please do hit the like button. I'll see you lovely folks next time. Cheers, much love, as always. Bye-bye. Quick little shout out at the end. This video and others like it would not be possible at all without the support of you guys watching me at home, and also everyone on this Patreon page right here who supported me in the last month. If you want to help out as well, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. Every little really helps. Cheers.